Good evening. Welcome back to the best of the best Light and Love crew. We are going to use the Vice Versa Tarot, and I am feeling super duper much better. I feel like a little high up right here, so let me put on a pair of glasses real quick because I want to be able to see. Okay, I think that'll work. That'll work. Okay. So I don't want to strain my eyes. Okay. So, yeah, for much of the day, I had really bad, like, not really bad headache, but like this headache that just put me out. And I know it's from external energies because I take good care of myself. You know, I listen to my body, as far as, that's the only way that I can explain it. And I don't know what else to say about that, but I know that everything has a purpose, and when it comes to like my spiritual bodyguards, what they do is they allow some things in order for for a learning process, to enable a learning process. Okay, it's like, okay, you want to get things started, all right, let's go ahead and accelerate this. And so that's what our teams do, especially mine. They're going to use the opportunities of willingness to enable and activate the curriculum to move forward in an expedited fashion, especially if there's a rollout of karma to do. So it's further accentuated, if not validated, and or both. So angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, my energy, and that and of my best of the best light and love crew. So anyway, I can say that this time I worked with it a little differently. Instead of like rebuking the energy or sending it back, I decided, because it was very similar to the feeling, the pains of when you're going through a spiritual awakening, when you go through like an expansion. So you're not used to the level of energies. And sometimes this is the rationale as to why you see people saying they don't use crystals anymore, that, it's their misunderstanding of their comfort level with certain elevation points. And so that's just their ongoing learning experience, whether they continue with it on with this into this lifetime or onto the next. But to spread that misinformation is just ridiculous. It's so like a kid saying, "Look, I don't like onions," and then they become a chef, and that's like their main ingredient to their dishes or recipes, because they developed a taste for it. So it's seeing that difference, where both hold their personal truths, but in some it's very relative to their experience. So to speak on behalf of the whole is just ridiculous to me. So anyway, what did you want to say, Spirit? So with regards to this, expansion, I decided, like everything has its reasoning. This is like a cumulative, like some pop-up review type of thing with my team. And they're like, you really got to take some personal time out. You haven't been really relaxing as you should. And so sometimes they force me into this like state of like I need more. It wasn't that I really needed more sleep, but I needed to be in a more relaxed state. So if if you're down and incapacitated, at least for me, I found, that's the best place to find gratitude. That while you're experiencing pain, that you can still express gratitude for your divine team, and you can still ask for help. So I did that, and part of it was, I realized that when I asked Spirit for help, it was immediate, like a second later. You see that? Did you see that change in lighting? It was immediate, like a second later. And the washing machine also changed gears too into like a more expedited fashion. It was as though, like, when I asked Spirit for help, and upon that contact and immediacy, they also assessed that there was some foul play going on. And so while other people are receiving their karma, it was also accentuated because my team in Spirit realized how what their intent was. It was so foul. So it's like they did like a spiritual assessment checkup, just like as you would if you walked into like the ER, the walk-in, emergency walk-in or whatever. And so I didn't realize how ill-intended those energies were. But, like, I realized the purpose was not to focus within that realm, but also to just develop my trust for the divine, that I'm in good hands no matter what, and to because when I woke up I felt so much better. But before that I tried to eat, like I made a salad for me and the kids, and I couldn't eat all of it, so I just had it sitting by my bedside till when I could veg out basically. And by the time I woke up, I felt all better, and it tasted so much better. I don't understand, but I feel a lot better now, and it's lingering like on and off, and I keep getting other energies trying to come in. And so anyway, I wanted to use Vice Versa Tarot because I was called to focus on, where I'm headed, where I'm going, without divulging too many details, because, like, seriously, people are just, sometimes you gotta protect yourself. Like, I keep seeing, like, something on my feet, and also the back turn. That's mainly the reason why. Let me finish that thought right there. But, I realized that, after receiving so many news things on my feed, like the most successful or renowned people are coming onto my feed, and they're saying, like, keep it to yourself, or don't divulge until it actually happens or after the fact. And I don't know, like, I know that they have probably good intentions with that. They've got to. Because anyone who wants to go ahead and challenge me are due for, like, a slaughter, basically. So why would they jeopardize their credibility and their standing coming up against me and my team? So I just... What do we want to say about that, angels? Do we want to say anything about that? I mean, like, as far as sharing, like, I'm going to go ahead and meet, like, halfway on that, because I like the journey, the discovery along the way that are very personal events. When it comes to finding these clues. So a lot of it is encrypted, and I think it just heightens my skills when I come across those challenges that are just, complex, but not threatening. Yeah. So it's like I get to have playtime with my divine team. So we're just leveling each other up. Oh, look, we got the Two of Cups again at the nighttime, right in front. I like it. So it is definitely like playtime, but union, where we have like meetups for games. Yeah, I know this girl from high school. She developed her own like gaming systems, and she's just like all into that. So it just reminded me of like that kind of meetup energy, where you like play upon each other's intellect, and it's all in good spirit, all in good fun, and it's just like you develop each other just through playtime. So yeah, it's like it's like a connection point that you can't have with like, you know, intercourse. You know what I mean? Like it's a different kind of bond that you create that's so wholesome, and not binding at the same time. So it's just like it's intimate, but it's also platonic, and I just really enjoyed that kind of spirit within her, or anyone, but like to see that, you know, that's cool. Look, okay, so we had the Magician, and it was trying to open up to like the other side, which is the back turn. So we have both here, both views of the Magician, and it kind of gave us a peek towards the back. So like with the Magician, the Magician is very straightforward and head on with their magic. They're very direct when it comes to just anything. I wouldn't say that they're confrontational, but they're progressive. Okay, so head on rather than waiting to be confronted, right? So that's why we got more of the. You saw the blink in the, you know, in the light. That's definite. That's what Spirit is saying, that a true magician is going to face things head on. That it's very rare that you're going to see the back of them. I mean, you'd have to do wrong in order for you to even get the luxury of seeing even the back of them. Yeah. So this is excellent because this is like the inner knowing, the becoming more revived within us. And the more that we elevate that, give it more accolades from within through sheer practice, the more it gives a positive effect on others. It's very nice. I like it. So our star families are very much accentuated within the background. They are our, you know, cheerleaders in the background. The ones that we don't see face to face. So there's a lot of growth, a lot of abundance, more than usual when it comes to this Magician card. I mean, there's columns within that. I mean, to me, I get the impression that it's the center of the Labyrinth. That's where we practice, a very sacred place where it's a rarity that people ever make it to that center, that core. So, you know, in the Labyrinth, you must face your own challenges of like conflict resolution. And whenever you hit a conceptual dead end on that personal journey, that's something that, you know, you have to like interface with. It's not simply making a U-turn, but learning that this is a route not to go to, and then you kind of backtrack and rework your system in order to get to the center. So, and that's also being intuitively guided. So you don't actually have to go to every single dead end in order to get to that center point. But inevitably, you will encounter, like, this is a shape-shifting labyrinth and to get to us. So you can't just be intuitively guided. You can't just follow your third eye without your morals in check. So, like, you're inevitably going to face the most prominent dead ends before you get to that center. Okay? So this is wonderful because that's like, you know, gameplay at its finest, and it's very healing. you know. So process of elimination is already in the works. My lawyer is ignoring my, okay, that's a 5 of Pentacles, muted. My lawyer, I got an email like late afternoon from their accountant or their billing person saying that I'm still have a $2,100 bill that's outstanding. And I have followed up at least twice now. Last time was Thursday or Friday with regards to the bill, and still yet no response. So the last message that I received was not this past Friday, but the Friday before that, saying that my lawyer would get back to me shortly. So there's no excuse for someone that you have paid $550 an hour that has billed you in excess of over $15,000 already to miss an email or to, you know, slide by it. So anyway, let's see here. We've got the 5 of Pentacles muted here. It's also inverted. So upon what we were just talking about, this is a very personal experience that they are encountering. They'd like to keep it to themselves because they don't want to... Is that correct? Let me just go ahead and get a validation point to that. Give me a second. Let's get another... card. Oh, okay, so there's 3 here. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Devil card in reverse. Speaking of, for sure. Okay, so this is very much work affiliated. Again, there's this is the old time, almost like the workmen, and then like kind of clergy. Clergy was also mixed in with the justice system. They were like the religious like mafia back in the day. So looking at that, it's like somebody's doing things by the book as far as like initiating things, and like somebody of the law, and here's someone like who's really working at it. So I'm really proud of what I have created. But over here, it's like, this is weird because usually the 3 of Pentacles is an upright, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's usually an upwards thing. That's interesting. I have to verify. Give me a second. Where could I get that? Give me a second. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Let's see here. I'm curious. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. It's just kind of like at the tip of my tongue almost when it comes to the visualization of it. Just like the edge of my memory that I can recall. I hope you are well today. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, for sure. It's towards the back, right? What? Oh, yeah. See, look. Okay. I was right. 3 of Pentacles. But the structure here is like, it kind of got me confused because it should be like the way it okay. Like the arch got me all confused because that makes more sense on the arch, on the architecture. But this is how it's traditionally built. Okay. So glad that we verified that. So this is kind of like a narrowing down. This is the basically restructuring after Reformation, after realizing, you know, that other foundations did not work and we're going to make it our own way. I'm hearing like you can go your own way from Fleetwood Mac. So this is like the pride in being able to make those decisions. Like I am a co-creator. I'm not just a doer. Like I'm not a person that just pays the bills. I'm someone that also can make sense out of like a minimalistic type of view in order to restructure. And so this is quite different. And this person is not as pleased because like this is how it's done before, blah blah blah. But in spite of that, we did that. So it's It's the like facing like this is a death card, you know, facing these two, which we've revisited this before. So this is like the fool, and this is like the hierophant or the clergyman, the lawmaker, or whatever. So it's facing those individuals that are due for transformation. They're forced into it, it looks like. So it's overcoming that the oppressions. Yeah. So this is a very personal experience for them, because they're going to have to let go of some areas of control when it comes to building, is what I'm seeing here. Because we set the precedence and we're role modeling like as a firm ground, like Spirit is backing us on this, especially following the death card. So there's going to be some letting go that these people have to deal with when it comes to their obsessions and their control, their reputation, etc. And that was a clarification for the Five of Pentacles muted, which is like for us, it's on kind of hush. You know, it's like we're no longer living in that. We realize what our power is. And if we're looking at it in an inverted plane, already knowing that this is ours, and in conversation, this is what dropped when speaking of the lawyer and all of those affiliated, they're having to deal with a very personal sense of lacking, ostracizing even, especially if they're affiliated with secret societies. It's like they're losing their credentials, like their credibility, and therefore their placement within whatever hierarchy they're on. So that's very interesting. Okay, is there anything else you want to say with regards to that, Spirit? Okay, so that's quite a bit. Okay, what fell on my left foot is muted. It's the Four of Swords muted. So there's a lot of destruction and chaos, as you can see. But again, this is a very personal experience as far as having to like sleep on this, to know that they were part of this decision that was made, or either are helpless to the destruction that's going on within their environment. Okay, these other ones, okay, it's kind of separated. This kind of hinged on the Sun card in reverse, but we have the Wheel of Fortune muted, the Ten of Cups muted, the Two of Wands muted, and the Eight of Swords muted. So now for me, this is my very personal experience when it comes to like, this is like visualization when it comes to a premeditated thought form, like creating, envisioning, like what, not only what I would like for myself, but what's due for me. So to accentuate that and just to prepare myself, so it's not so much of a culture shock that it creates like a hindrance, like stage fright when it comes down to it, that I get to like get trapped into those feels of like sizing things up, knowing what I'm worth, knowing what I bring to the table, what's due, and that I have ancestors to back me amongst what seems to be like barren opportunities. Okay, so that hit, that was on the left side. Oh, yeah, so, oh gosh, there's just so much. Okay, so it kind of came in like that. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like, how do I say it, like that? Kind of like that. So the Six of Wands is accentuated. The Three of Cups is muted. Underneath that is the Ten of Wands, accentuated, and the Sun card, and then the Seven of Swords. So there is absolute victory in this, before, during, and after. I mean, it's a process. So in some, you got to look at it like the end goal has always been success. Like this is destined. So, you know, this is a matter of fact. So I can privately give we can privately give ourselves accolades, and worship and like thank spirit. Just like I was saying, when we're feeling down or not feeling good, that's like the best, like most fulfilling way to express gratitude. Just because like we're feeling this way or that doesn't mean that things are not happening like on the sidelines or in the background. That things are simultaneous, and even when you look at the timeline, it's like time is nonlinear, so things are ongoing in process. So just to have gratitude and belief in that, because I've already seen like proof of it, and so like 10 of Wands accentuated is like, this can mean several things. It's a huge load to carry, but we're very, very, very close already. So these are responsibilities that have weighed on us, but we showed up for them, and we've assisted in its delivery, our deliverance. So the Sun card is coming up, and it's almost like making a steal for it. So this is a steal for home plate, basically, and this is an absolute win. This is where like someone knocks it like out of park, and like every bases are loaded, and everybody gets to do like a home run. So what else did you want to say about that? So of course there's going to be like predators wanting to like partake in that, but it's like, it's so ridiculous to the divine. It's like, you're not even wearing the same uniform. Like, who do you think you are? You think that you could just like, with this like play that's been like with key players for X amount of time, and you think just because like even if you switch uniforms and try to like sneak your way in, that nobody's gonna notice, like that you're not supposed to be there? Like, that's ridiculous. You know, like that's the worst fake ID ever. So you know, when it comes to like the foolishness, people can see that like easily, like energies, not just people. So like to know that we're very much in not just in contact, but in unison with the messaging, with the heart of all sentience in its prime divinity. It's like, you're not fooling anyone here. So like we're not working on our defenses when it comes to like, oh, I feel offended that this person's doing that or whatever. Our triggers have minimalized, if not like I'm hearing decreased, deceased, like just it's it's like null and void now. Yeah, because we realize that all of that is a distraction. Those are ploys from, you know, ill-intended sentience. I don't even know if I want to call it sentience, but like basically if it's sentience, then it's like low life. And when I say low life, I'm not implying anybody that has had a rap sheet in the past, or like has seen the likes in jail or prison or whatever. It's not even about identifying through those labels, because like we've all made some mistakes, but this is low life within its current form. It has a history, and like this obstinate, like this absolute ignorance, it's very unhealed. That's what it is. Like a resistance to it. Absolutely. Like for someone to live within that, live within those choices, in order for there to be like an absolute life-changing like turnaround, there has to be some very drastic force that they're faced with, and oftentimes that's facing death, or their own falling victims to their own vices, where nobody wants to play with them anymore, and they're just faced at this absolute dead end. Okay. What else do you want to say about that, Spirit? Is there anything else you want to say? Okay. It's Ten of Pentacles. It's kind of like an upward trajectory. No, Spirit's saying like that's like the most honest thing that you can say when it comes to like that's loyalty within all divine forms, even the low lives. You know, and that's the most like the best thing that you could offer and say that's the truth of it. So let me see here. This is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Let me see here. Page of Swords or Knight of Swords? Give me a second. Let me go ahead and find out here. I think it's the Page of Swords. Let me just double check because I don't know what the signifier. Oh, yeah, it's a Page of Swords in reverse. How interesting is that? The back of it. So these people who are liars, deceivers, spies, just people who abuse information that they've accessed, even if they paid for it, whatever their ill intent is to gather information, whether it be from the water cooler or a headhunter or someone who accepted and delivered a bribe, anyone who is just like gossiping or, you know, bullshitters of data. So they're turning their back because they're scurrying off because they know that this is the absolute truth. Yeah. It's in reversal. They can't even face this because they know what their true intentions are. And it's like, they know that we're so tapped in that upon like face to face, we can see it like absolutely. It's undeniable now, you know, so they can't even face the fact of like others knowing the truth. So, there's that. Okay. But if you see it, it's like it's almost like the head disappears. If you see it like from far away, like it looks like there's no head there, right? And it kind of disappears. So it's like, you know how they make fun of people who have their head in the clouds or whatever. This is like, they don't even have it's like they left the house without, and it's not even like, not having your head screwed on straight. It's like they left the house without their head on, you know? It's, yeah, like a chicken with his head cut off. That's what's happening here. The people that are facing their karma, it's like running around with your head cut off, like just like a chicken, like bok bok, you know? It reminds me of Marty McFly, like, are you yellow? Are you chicken? And then that's a trigger. So that's something there. So, okay. What's going on with this? Are we teaching the intangibles to the youth, Spirit? What's going on here? Yeah, we're focusing on our own business here. Just like minding our own business, doing our own thing. And it's along the way, even though it's incremental, because it looks like they're just working on the first tangible, that all of these intangibles are already just kind of obvious. So I think those are the best when it comes to their outputs, because like you can like gain merits based off like all of the physical outputs, but when it comes down to it, when you're running a business and you get the clientele, you can easily lose that if you don't have the intangibles in place. And that's how, you know, it's like a okay, I don't really want to bag on anybody when it comes to one hit wonder, when it comes to like music or entertainment, but when it comes to the actual goods, that's where I'm saying that comes into play, where you like easily kind of burn out because of not having the intangibles in place. And having this time period off, I realized that there are certain rules that I'm going to have in play because I'm going to have a very elite crowd. That's what I'm destined for. Like, not to deal like with all the bullshitters. This is my output is warrants a certain degree of respect and prestige when it comes to delivery. So the price tag will come accordingly. And it'll automatically do a process of elimination as far as if somebody wants to fuck with me, they're going to have to work a certain way up in order to get that. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, my investments are solid. So if we're going to go on an intimate level when it comes to reading, I'm going to take things seriously, and I expect the same kind of respect. So there are certain rules that are going to be coming in play as far as what questions can be answered. Like, there's going to be a certain there's certain standards that I already have in the works, and that should serve as a portion of the NDA to establish that, you know, there's certain there's going to be rules. Okay. So and like Spirit's saying, like, I don't have to worry about anybody like trying to copy my formula or whatever, because the delivery is not the same. The channels are not the same. Our teams are not the same. Like, the dynamic is just not the same. So I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Okay. Okay. So I was thinking, like, about, sorry, I didn't mean, thinking about, okay, so driving back to the lawyer stuff, what is, like, is there anything else that you have to say? And then, so these 3 cards came out. It's a 6 of, so this might be a blend of information, because I was thinking, like, on a different line of thought, but it's, you know, wrapping up another. So 6 of Pentacles, accentuated, Ace of Swords, accentuated, and 6 of Swords muted. So 616 may be a angel number here also to look at. But Spirit is reviewing everything, you know, the model of, you know, the landscape, basically. And to make sure that there are not just decent returns, but things are going to balance out, okay? And this, I'm hearing equity. Okay, so when it comes to the imbalances between, you know, certain cultures, minority groups, etc., there is going to be a balancing out, and that is the absolute truth. No one else can slice that bread except Archangel Michael, you know, Spirit. So this is absolutely, like, Spirit saying, like, go get that bread, and I'll go ahead and slice it for you. That's so sweet. It's funny. Okay, so 6 is 6 of Swords muted or inverted. We're like, we got to maintain things too, and trying to keep the peace, trying to find peace for ourselves. I mean, keeping the peace, we're doing that on a personal level, which is like, we only control our own world. So doing our part in keeping the peace is finding the peace within ourselves, like within our own personal situation, creating that within our home. And even if there are people who are trying to, like, fuck around with our, you know, domestic auric fields, you know, the receipts are getting longer. Like, Spirit is seeing all of this in play. So it's like, there's nothing that can, you know, there's nothing that can dupe Spirit. No one that can dupe Spirit. Okay. Anything else that you want to say? Like, I am going to follow up. Like, I only received that email after I, about the outstanding bill, after I, you know, during after hours. So I am going to follow up tomorrow and just let them know, just as a reminder that I had messages out. And when it comes to inquiries, they're positioned as the disputes, which, you know, should come as no surprise. So, what is the response on that? And just leave it at that, you know? Like, I don't understand. They're so, okay, no. Like, they're so adamant about delivery of the bill and collections that it seems as though that for the services that are rendered, it's very surface level, and they should just rename their business, their service, as a collections agency. That's all that they're really doing. That's really the heart of the business, is finding out how to validate, how to charge other people for, it's ridiculous. Okay, anything else, Spirit? And it seems like this guy only made a name for himself based on like the publications that I've seen. It's like the only people that he helped win that have been publicized are people who already have deep pockets, so that there has been like other exchanges, and it has to do with like poisoning and this and that, and it's like so it's like I don't know, dude, whatever. That's Okay, anything else, like peace of mind, reassurance, Spirit, that you want to really play? Okay. Oh, there's... Okay. So we have Vice Versa Tarot, the faceplate card. We have Justice in reverse, and then we have Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. So number one, behind like closed doors, don't lose sleep over it. Don't like agonize over it. Whatever like your bullshit area of like concern is, like surrender your concerns to Spirit, to the real justice system, because things are about to turn up, like for real. There's going to be an introduction directly from the courts, the spiritual courts. It's going to be like, okay, well, we're writing down the finishing touches to the script, and we're like working with the director and the casting, agents and all of that to get it all down pat before it turns right up. But justice is going to be served, and there is going to be no lie when it comes to its delivery. So don't just like chill. You can be part of the audience, you can like just chill out for a second, and just know that you've already relayed all of your concerns accordingly to all sentience within the multiverses. So whether anybody's trying to jump timelines or like screw with the known as well as the lesser knowns within practice, they can't fuck with this. Justice also has a black blindfold and the keys. You see this? You see the scales? Where is it? The scales? It's like on this key ring here. So, Justice is holding the keys, and it's gonna balance out. It's insured. You see, we have the goddess Isis. It looks like. Or is it Mayet? Could be Mayet. But absolutely, like we're under not just we're not just in good hands, but under good wings. So bottom of the deck is the Moon card for reals. This is emerging. This is emergence after total immersion. Some of you look really, really good. That's what they're saying. Just like they're saying, like, by the way, not only are you coming out good from this, but you're looking really, really good. And everyone is really noticing that. So it's holding like an orb of light as well as like a cup of water. And that orb is like absolute pentacle crystal energy. Like you can foresee the future and it is lit. Okay, that's in your left hand, Tina. That's in your recipient hand. That's what you have been gifted by, like celestials of absolute divinity. The other is a cup of water, which is baptismal. You're emerging also with what you've come from, and you've confined it into this bowl, which is representative of like the Holy Grail, that it's absolutely redeeming. So it's, things are balancing out as you hold, you know, both areas of like closure and cleansing. And those are gifts that we're offering up to others who, to upcoming initiates, is what I'm hearing. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what constellation that is, but yeah. I mean, this is like, there's 2 tower moments, and this is the realization of the justice system. This is also, so that we have justice hidden here, as well as the high priestess. So that's interesting. This is really cool. And again, we have like eclipse energy. So this is not just a full moon, but this is a lunar eclipse energy. Oh gosh, I have chills. Yeah, that's for sure. This is lunar eclipse energy. I don't know when the next lunar eclipse is, but this holds the energy of it. So this is a timeless piece that I can say that I'm being told that I carry. I'm reluctant to say that we carry, because I know that this reading is welcome to you know, the best of the best practitioners of love and light, but it's also kind of like open and exposed to others. So I'm very reluctant on saying we. So I'll speak for myself, and you'll know it to be true for yourself once you hit that energy or are already in it. But otherwise, I'm told to, because my words hold power, I have to express it in that fashion. Okay, so top of the deck, exposed, is 10 of Swords. Of course. Normally we would flip it open to that. So it's, oh, that's true. Because, we wouldn't have to do that to the bottom of the deck because it's already exposed, but the top of the deck, we'd have to flip it over. So that's actually the truth of it. So it may look like that. Okay, we came from that, but this is the deliverance already. So we're seeing the past tense. We're already out of that suit of like warring. Again, we have ecliptic energy there. This is insane, but this is solar eclipse now. Holy smokes. And it's like, you know, when you threw water at the witch in like Wizard of Oz, they're like, I'm melting. And this is what's happening. We threw the water, basically. Like, this is a baptismal effect where it's like, I'm melting. And so we've delivered ourselves from the situation, having lunar and solar eclipse. Like, that's insane. And look, the 3 of Swords is right underneath that. That's for sure. So this is excellent because in context to this, that's 13 Swords. You know what that is? It's the Death card. Death card of like thought forms, those ill-intended seeds. You know, this is, these are killers. 13. And this, what I was going to say, that this is wonderful because the 3 swords that took the hit were on a shield. So do you know how amazing that is? This is excellent. I want to open it up one more time. What's underneath that? It's the World card. Irrefutable, undeniable. Like, this is completion. It is done. It is done. Consider it done. Okay. Open the deck, and we're going to see both sides. But first, the left side is 2 of Pentacles. We got it under control. We are handling it. Down pat. This is something that, like, we can even easily juggle in the jungle. We can juggle in the jungle. You know? This is expertise. This is basically, we already know this. Down pat. Ace of Cups. Well celebrated, for sure. This is baptismal. This is gosh, this is a quencher. Okay, all right, so we've got that. I really like that. That's excellent. Okay, so let's use this as a header card, and let's go ahead and see what else Spirit has to say with regards to it. Just some final thoughts before we get into the bananagrams. Okay. What do you want to... Okay, so there's that. Five of Swords opened up the Page of Cups in reverse, but we have some absolutely secret admirers. We also have, as a polarity, people who are turned off by us. But you know what? These are pages. These are people who are learning, you know, how to appreciate onions, garlic, etc. All the main staples of like some excellent dishes. So just... So what turned up to that is 55. Angel number 55, master number 55. I think that's a master explorer, adventurer, if I'm mistaken. But it's like, this is going to be a matter of fact regardless if we're here or there, okay? But when it comes down to it, it's accentuating the secret admirers. Because you know what? There's a dropping of, just speaking of dropping, what is that? Okay, get it. Two of Pentacles in reverse, okay. A dropping of people who are imbalanced. The ones that have ego play and ones who are like so unsettled that all they carry is disputes in tow. So these are basically the worst part of Karens. And this can be whether in feminine or masculine form. So being that this dropped alongside of it, that's a reaffirming of that. Okay, so bottom of the deck of that is Nine of Wands. We show up, okay? We might be a little no, we'll say we're recovering. But that doesn't mean that we have to stay confined to our bed. Like, we're not bedridden here. We're showing up for the milestones and, you know, like we have our own crew now. So we're on like the watch out, basically. We take turns. Okay. So we have a King of Cups on the top. And this is Spirit and Cash, like just chilling out with us. So Spirit's like all for that. Excellent. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Where is a... There it is. Okay, so we'll use that. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. Which one is that? That is I. But it showed it as like a pause almost. So we have I again. D, D, L, E, E. Oh, I have lied. And then X. Yeah. T, O, R, S, E. B, O, Z, A. D, C, T, F, U, R, O, N, N, O. So we have, you know, you heard F, U, right? Okay. So we have CSR, so a customer service rep. Some of you might, be part of that. Let's see names. I see Daniel. That's the first time I've seen Daniel, I believe. Trey. I see trans also here, so there might be a part of the transgender community here. Nodule. Okay. Abel, like Cain and Abel, but we also see Abel like having the ability to do something. Tina, Trina, found. I think again we have Serena, two different spellings. Cole. Eric. Diane. Ernie. Darren. Darius. It's like the second or third time that I got Darius here, but it's been a while. Oscar. I think that's the first time I've gotten Oscar, if not the second time, but it's been a long, long time. Terry. Ostara. Actually, there's only one A, so that doesn't count. But we have Easter. Ron. Ian. Different spellings of Ian. Ronnie. Randy, but with an IE. Brandy, also. Cody, but with an IE. Nora. Cat. Lisa. Oh, we have a baddie here. Somebody's a baddie. Yeah, definitely with that moon card for sure. And just like the interpretation of everything. Irene. Iris. Okay. Refuse. Oh my gosh, I think this is like my 3rd or 4th year, like anniversary thing. Oh no, because Easter would be like now in April. So April 9th, I checked on that today. So that'll be like my, I don't know, 3 or 4 year anniversary. Interesting. Just about, actually I think it's the end of this month. I have to double check. So I'm going to have a little special thing going on. Okay. I see refuse. They're saying, Tina, your offer can't be refused. Oh, yeah. You have people, we're making people happy. I don't know, like we're happy or elevating them. Zone. Ozone. I see, no. Rufio. Oh my gosh, I see Rufio here. Oh. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and put an Easter here. That's crazy. But like I think Rufio has this spirit of like kind of like a rebel, but like their heart, his heart is very like, even though like there's some hardness to it, there's also a purity that's overwhelming to it. So even though that there's like so much resistance when it comes to the fight, there's also an area that he can learn as well. And they're tough lessons. I don't want to say hard lessons, but definitely it doesn't, like, it's just like a wonderful way to show that even like the most resistance or like badass and well-known figures can still like have like a turnaround. That's their most like redeeming quality when it comes to like their character. It's character development, honestly. Okay, so let's go ahead and put Rufio right there. It's like kind of like a resurrection point. Like, yeah, it's just self-redeeming. I don't know if there's supposed to be two F's here, but let me go ahead and just double check so that can be more correct. Yeah, it's correct. So it's one F. Okay. Rufio. Okay. Oh my gosh, I see exonerate. Hold on. I don't know if I have like all the letters or I have to I do. But I'd have to take down Easter. No. No, I don't have enough letters, but I almost had it. But I have exact here. I think when it comes to our delivery, there's like this exact timing. There's this precision when it comes down to delivery. It's delivered in the exact, it's relayed in its exact timing, and the way it's supposed to be done. Okay, I like it. Okay. Drindle? Dreidel? Huh. Find. Oh, you know what? There's also fond. I think we've reached a level of fondness with the world. Like, we can't absolutely say F you. Like, we can just kind of resist, choose to associate with more fitting individuals. But, like, I think others are growing more fond of our energy. The more that they find us, it could be find or fond. See the name Liz? Again, Zion. Okay. There's also lion. Abort. We have tribe. Road. Adore. Abode. Door. Blot. Okay. I know there's a certain way of adding lip color to like kind of blend it. You have to kind of blot your lips. But there's also like so that there's not too much excess and it kind of, I don't know. I don't really do my lips like like that. Like I don't go into like that much detail, no. But what I'm originally called to look at is the ink blots. I don't know why, but I am supposed to. OD. Someone's doing like OD on the road. There's something about that. But there's a personal identification with Zion. I'm also seeing erode. But there's two places that I can put road too. Like, not R-O-A-D, but we also have that here, but like past tense to riding. So I feel like that's definite here. So I'm just gonna show you what that looks like. I also see blonde. Okay, let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. Excuse me, so I can get balanced here. So that's what that looks like. Okay. All right. Where is that? Give me a second. Okay. So, now that this reading is officially over, I thank my sponsors, my supporters, all donations provided in light and love. Super duper appreciated. Oh, there we go. Whew, it's a new world. All donations provided in light and love. Thank you so very much. They're received accordingly. I thank you to your sponsors as well for facilitating your enablement to get you this far to our connection point, and your sharing is caring. That extension is appreciated. Okay, so now that this reading is officially over, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine. Thanking you for your respect in advance with regards to my time, my space, my energies, my work, all of that. Thank you. Closing all portals but before I do, sending all energies back with their appropriate karmas due. Let's not forget about that. The domino must be initiated, and I shall certainly help with that. Closing all portals in light and love now.